So, just to understand, when I'm talking about the fulcrum, okay, I'm talking almost like making sure that you have a conscious base under your center of gravity. Okay, so again, the center of gravity is not static, especially in what we do. It changes all the time. Okay, so it's almost like dynamically trying to place something under the thing that at least feels like your center. Okay, and so look. First of all, let's look at the sequence. Now I'm really using the fulcrums. So I keep on changing, so all the time I have something underneath me that helps me to shift the weight and push into the next movement. Now, what will be doing the sequence without the awareness to the fulcrum? Okay, it's still possible, but my points of contact are not underneath me. So of course I can compensate, you know, I'm strong, I'm flexible, or whatever it is, so I can compensate. But there isn't this possibility of this smooth weight shifting that is possible when I'm all the time placing the fulcrum in the right moment and exactly underneath me. Okay? Now, very important to understand that not only that it allows me to be smooth and to shift the weight fluently, it also allows me to extend, and it also allows me to carry weight. Okay? So if you think about it, let's say I want to lift my arm as high as possible, and I'm standing here. Okay? But if I take one of these bases, I bring it more under, you know, the base of this structure of a lifted hand, I can go higher. I'll bring more mass above this fulcrum, I can go even higher. Okay? So this idea can also be how I extend. So if I go back to the sequence, I can use this, and then let's say I want to, you know, show off. This becomes easy if I work well with my fulcrums. Second idea, and this is what we will do in the second part. Okay, so this is very common in martial arts. So anyways, I'm bigger, okay? So of course that, like, you know, if I want to kind of lift her, like, you know, without having a fulcrum, you know, I can rely on my strength, you know, and pick her up and down. But if she wants to lift me, you know, she needs to get the fulcrum underneath. So if we do something even complicated, let's do the over-under. So look what she does with the feet and the hips. She gets underneath me, and you see the fulcrum? You see this? This is what allows her to do it, you know, using her structure instead of using her strength and ability. We want to go further, vertical. Yeah. Want to go further? She brings me into her, you know, fulcrum, feet, hips, okay? And then she can support me. Okay, using her structure rather than using local strength. Okay, so the principle here is very simple. Okay, thank you. The principle is very simple. That the fulcrum allows us to go into this, let's say, complicated thing, shifting the weight smoothly, extending, and carrying heavy weight without necessarily having to increase our capacities. Okay. One disclaimer, one warning. For getting the fulcrum, I cannot be all the time with my hips engaged. Okay? So, in that sense, if my hips are all the time engaged, you know, I cannot really shift them about the point of contact. It's very difficult when my hips engage all the time. When I bring them, like my feet as a fulcrum, I need to do this. Okay, I want to bring my hand as a fulcrum, I need to do this. Okay, I want to do, sorry, I bring it again. She wants to lift me with the hips engaged. You know, it's very complicated. So what we need to do in the lift, we need to have the possibility to release the hips, so she can get under, release, getting under, and then she takes me up. Okay, same thing on the floor. I need to release the hips so I can bring it under, so I can bring the hand under, and then I use it as a fulcrum. Okay, here the same thing. I need to relax the hip so I can bring him above the hand so I can use it as a fulcrum. Okay? Does it make sense? Cool. What is fulcrum? Fulcrum is the base is the axis of the liver, basically. This is the fulcrum. This is the fulcrum. What is it in Dutch? Half bone. Half bone, I think. Yeah. The half bone. No? I remember when I was teaching, I already half bone. We continue keeping that in mind, trying to look for it? Yes? Yes. Let's do it.